Hey, how's it going? This is a review of my first Spyderco Delica. Um, After all my times collecting, I actually just got this knife, and this is my first Delica. Usually within someone's collection, when they're starting off, either the Delica or the Endura is one of their first knives that they go and get. And I think in the past, I wasn't really interested too much in the Delica because of the FRN handle, but I acquired this through a trade, and after getting it, I really, really like it, and I kind of regret not getting a Delica sooner, because this has kind of been a go-to blade in terms of a user, and this is a special, or I guess more special Delica. It's not this typical black saber grind Delica or the colored ones with the full flat ground. But this is the Delica with the ZDP-189 blade, with the foliage green, or not the foliage green, I guess it's the British racing green handle. So it's still FRN, and it still has the hollowed out steel lining inside. But I'm not really going to go over the specs of this blade, but just kind of talk really quick about some of my impressions of this blade. This ZDP 189 is an amazing steel, and I think in previous versions of the ZDP Delica, it had a saber grind, I think, but this one has a full flat ground. So just to let you see, you can see the ZDP 189. Oh no, not there. Yeah, right there. So it is ZDP 189, and it's a full flat ground. So, I used to think that FRN was just going to be really, really flimsy and everything like that. But this, with this bidirectional grip, it just sits in your fingers and it holds in there really well. The jimping here on top on the plastic is it's worthless. It's just there for decoration. Obviously, the jimping on top of the blade, though, just like with pretty much all Spydercos, is spot on. It just grips your thumb in here and it's not going anywhere. And then with this bidirectional grip here, it just holds in your hand really well. So this isn't going anywhere. I think I didn't like the idea that there wouldn't be a choil here, but with the Delica, it really doesn't matter. I don't feel like I'm missing anything in terms of a choil, not being here. It's a very comfortable knife. The FRN, because it does have the steel lining inside, I don't know if you can really see that too well, but it has the steel liners, very light, 2 point something ounces or whatever. It feels great. It doesn't bend or anything like that. It's got 4 point clip mounts, so you can put your clip tip up, tip down, left hand, right hand, whatever you want. And this pocket clip is I guess what they call parkerized. It's not that painted coating that chips off really easily. Rather, it's got that nice kind of baked on finish, which looks like it would hold its color a lot better on this knife or on this pocket clip. So it does have the lockback design, which I'm not a big fan of. So the only lockback design knives that I have is this one with with the David Boy dent here. So this Delica here, and then my Spyderco Dragonfly. These are just two knives that I was interested in having, and I was able to kind of just suck it up, in terms of having the lockback design. I don't know why I'm not a big fan, but for these two knives, I'm willing to overlook that lock design. So Spyderco Delica ZDP 189 with British racing green. This is an awesome knife. I think this is definitely a keeper, definitely a user. I slashed through a bunch of cardboard the other day, and this was still just slicing through paper like it was nothing. So I'm a believer in that edge. I did that with 154 cm, I did that with S30V, and it did not slice through paper very easily. Maybe it's because it has a thinner profile. This blade stock is definitely thinner than, you know, my 3mm and 4mm blade stock knives, but I don't know, man. It just kept on slicing, and so I think the blade steel definitely plays a part into it. So yeah, so just quick size comparison of the Delica. Here it is against my small Sebenza. I think they're going to be similar sizes, almost exactly the same size. You do get a bit more blade and a bit more belly on the small Sebenza here. And then against the large Sebenza, let's see how they compare and contrast. I think I'll do the blade length if I can get them to stand up here. Yeah, so that's the three of them lined up. So you can see the length difference. The small Sebenza here does look smaller because it kind of lifts up due to the frame. But if you were looking at it top down, they pretty much line up almost exactly. I think the Delica maybe has a little bit, maybe a 1 or 2mm more reach. Alright, so that's the Spyderco Delica 4 in ZDP 189. Thanks. Bye.